Flexibility and change of mindset is so vitally important. And if you are not flexible, then you are going to miss out on some fantastic opportunities. So here is the typical scenario that occurs. You've done your research and planning for the trip. That's step one of the 4-step system. And you've gone to the location and you fully visualized the photo that you want, typically with weather conditions that you're hoping for. You want the great sunset. You want the great sunrise, and you're hoping for them. But then you arrive and the weather isn't what you wanted it to be. And then you get upset. I can't believe there's no sunset. This is no fun. I came all this way. Doesn't God know that it's a sunset that I want? And you can start to feel negative, and you lose your sense of creativity when you are negative. I know that when I'm upset, I am less likely to find a really good new composition. So traveling with a flexible mindset is so incredibly important, especially as it relates to the changing weather conditions. So one example of that was when I had hiked up on top of a mountain with a friend to get some high-resolution panorama photos of the city down below, the city of Vancouver. And all I cared about was getting the city of Vancouver during the blue hour with the city lights turned on and a sunset behind it. But the changing mindset that I needed was turn around, Tim, keep looking for any new possibility. So I turned around, and what did I see? I saw the moon rising over top of the mountains that were behind me. And so it was like quick mindset change. I needed to completely pack up, move, climb to a higher vantage point, and then put on the zoom lens. And I shot this photo at 200 millimeters, which was all the zoom that I had at the time. And I'm really happy with this photo. People have bought it. It's on walls in homes, and it feels good. And then on that same trip, when I turned around and saw the location of my friend who was also taking photos, and I realized, wow, this is such an amazing composition with my friend standing on this little mini mountaintop of snow. This is the shot that I want. Instead of only being focused on what I was there to get, which was this panorama of the city down below. In a third example, it takes us to the lavender fields of France. I traveled with Leah, my wife, to the lavender fields in Valensole, France. And what I really wanted was a single tree with a beautiful sunset behind it. And when we were on our way to the lavender field in the rented car, it started to rain, and it was pouring rain. The rain was coming down so heavy, heaviest rain you can ever get. And it was coming down, it was flowing like little mini rivers down streets. And by the time we got to the lavender field, I was pretty upset because I saw very clearly that I was not going to get the sunset that I wanted, that I had visualized. But we got out of the car anyway, and I set up my tripod. And then in the distance, I saw a few flashes of lightning. And that made me even more upset because it made me realize I'm definitely not going to get the sunset that I really wanted tonight. But then I had a mindset change, and I kind of said, hey, wait a minute. Could this be an opportunity instead of something negative? Could I capture the lightning? So there were some more flashes of lightning, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to try my hardest to capture this lightning. So I closed down the aperture. I closed down the ISO. I increased the shutter speed to 5-second shutter speeds. I had my remote, and I went click. I would wait for the 5 seconds. It would turn off, and I would click it again. Wait for 5 seconds, and I would click it again. And I had done it like 150 times. And then there was a giant thunderclap and flash of lightning. And I saw, like with my naked eyes, these forks of lightning going down either side of the tree that was in the middle of my viewfinder. And as soon as the lightning had happened, I heard the camera go click off, and I just said to myself, like, please tell me you just got this. And I reviewed the photo, and there was the photo of my dreams. It was a tree in the middle of the frame in a lavender field with bolts of lightning going down either side of it, providing a sense of balance and symmetry. Like I couldn't have planned it better. But I only was able to get that shot because I changed my mindset. So the moral of the story and the moral of this particular lesson is that you have to remain flexible. You cannot be rigid in your expectations. Don't let your expectations drive your actions when you're out in the field. You have to look at the environment, the weather, the wind, the rain, whatever it happens to be, with fresh eyes. So you get out of the car, maybe it's bad weather, you're upset, but you look at it with fresh eyes, and you've got to stifle the disappointment and then ask yourself, okay, changing conditions, I'm going to change with it because there's nothing I can do about it. Get over it. What opportunity can I now find that has now been presented because of these weather conditions? And you will find that with your changed mindset and your flexibility, and you're going to shift your focus, and if you start to look for the opportunities, you'll find something. You apply the rules of composition to help you hunt down that new composition, you'll find something. You stack the rules of composition, you'll find the best possible composition. So keep that in mind. Change your mindset and adapt to the circumstances that you are presented with. Don't fight them, work with them. Don't swim upstream, swim downstream.